Chapter 14. Preparation and Obsession. Michael's apartment in Yaba had transformed. Gone were the instant noodles and clutter. In their place, a clean desk, multiple monitors, notebooks stacked neatly, and post-it notes scribbled with strategy reminders. Ada watched him walk silently, sometimes shaking her head. "You're still obsessed," she said one night. "I need to be," Michael replied, eyes glued to a green and red hot map of the markets. He spent hours analyzing every pattern. BTC movement after major exchange announcements, Ethereum correlation with altcoins, liquidity inflows in Binance and FTX backups. He ran simulations, backtested trades, and even created dummy portfolios to stress test his ideas. Every night, he visualized the last trade, the one that would redeem him completely. Ada placed her hand on his shoulder. "Promise me you'll sleep at least 3 hours tonight." He said softly, "I can't, not yet. This one, it's everything." Chapter 15. The Market Whispers. 2 days before the fateful trade, Michael noticed subtle patterns in BTC USD, a long-term accumulation trend on Binance, where wallets quietly buying at dips, pump and dump groups positioning themselves but not acting yet. He called it the whisper before the storm. Ada and Michael ran through scenarios. Best case, 40 to 50% profit. Realistic, 20%. Worst case, 10 to 15% loss. He set rules. 1. Max leverage, 50x. 2. Stop loss, 2%. 3. Trailing take profit, 0.7%. 4. Only coins with over 50 million liquidity. Every parameter was documented. Every number tested. Ada finally smiled. "You've prepared more than anyone I know." Michael nodded. "Now we wait." Chapter 16. The night before. The night before the trade, Lagos was alive with rain and the distant hum of generators. Michael barely slept. He reviewed charts, traced every signal, and double-checked his balance. Ada sat beside him. "You're shaking." "I know. It's adrenaline, fear, hope." She held his hand. "Whatever happens, we're in this together." He leaned back, taking a deep breath. He finally understood. Fear wasn't the enemy. It was a guide. Chapter 17. Morning of decision. 6 a.m. Lagos time. Michael opened his laptop. Charts glowed. Signals aligned. Liquidity was perfect. He called his private group. "Prepare yourselves. Today is the day." Followers responded with excitement and apprehension. Michael smiled. "Remember, discipline. Follow my rules. Respect the market." He clicked buy on a massive BTC USDT position. Leverage 50x. Volume 5 million naira. The countdown started. Chapter 18. The market fights back. Within minutes, the market moved against him. Red candles surged. Panic whispers erupted in his private chat. "Stop loss triggered?" one member asked. Michael's heart raced, but he didn't flinch. He analyzed. Liquidity was accumulating. Whales were testing resistance. He adjusted his trailing take profit and held firm. Ada sat silently beside him, whispering, "Trust your plan, Michael. Trust yourself." Minutes felt like hours. Every candle could trigger liquidation. Every peep could erase millions. Chapter 19. Turning the tide. Suddenly, green candles appeared. Michael's strategy executed perfectly. TP1 hit 500,000 naira. TP2 hit 1 million naira. TP3 hit 2.2 million. His followers erupted in excitement. "Legend, legend, legend!" But Michael remained calm. He knew the market could crash at any second. Ada hugged him tightly. "You're alive." He smiled. "More than alive. I'm ready to be remembered." Chapter 20. Legendary status achieved. By noon, Michael closed his position. Profit 8.7 million in a single trade. The private group celebrated. News spread across Lagos. The boy who lost everything had just executed a trade for the ages. He leaned back, exhausted but exhilarated. Ada kissed him softly. "I told you, you could do it." Michael smiled. "No, we did it. It wasn't just the money. It wasn't just the thrill. It was redemption, mastery, discipline, love, and legacy. He had become a legend. Chapter 21. Fame and eyes on him. By the next week, Michael's story was everywhere. Telegram groups shared screenshots of his trades. Lagos crypto forums debated his strategy. Even small blogs titled articles from 70k to 8 million naira. The rise of Michael, Lagos's crypto legend. He had become a symbol, not just for wealth, but for resilience, discipline, and redemption. Ada watched him carefully. Fame brought attention, not all of it good. Michael, be careful, she warned. People will try to take advantage of you. Whales, scammers, even journalists. He nodded. I know, but I'm ready. Chapter 22. Rivals and Danger. Within days, rivals started messaging him. Anonymous threats, offers to share insider signals, warnings veiled as advice. Michael's pulse quickened, but he didn't panic. He had learnt that fear was a tool, not a cage. He doubled down on his rules. Never take unverified signals. Avoid social media hype. Limit exposure. Even the whale reached out again. Kid, impressive. Let's partner. Big moves. Michael typed carefully. No thanks. I trade my own plan. Respectfully. He didn't respond to any more messages. Chapter 23. Scaling the Empire. Michael now had 12 million naira in capital. He didn't stop at trading. He began diversifying. Investing in small Lagos startups. Buying fractional real estate in Lekki. Crypto lending and staking. Ada helped with operations. She was no longer just his girlfriend. She became co-founder, strategist, and moral compass. They hired 2 assistants. They created spreadsheets, dashboards, alerts, everything automated to reduce human error. Michael felt alive, not just as a trader, but as a leader, a mentor, a legend in the making. Chapter 24. Media Spotlight. Local newspapers interviewed him. YouTube channels covered his story. Even international crypto blogs featured him. Lagos trader who survived FTX and Luna to achieve legendary status. He remained humble in public. I was lucky, but it's about discipline, learning from losses, and having someone like Ada by your side. He refused sponsorships and pump schemes. Integrity, not greed, defined him. Chapter 25. The Test of Friendship. Despite fame, Michael kept only a small circle of true friends. Some reached out seeking loans. Some sought access to his private signal group. Some wanted to exploit him. He faced a tough choice. Trust blindly and risk betrayal. Keep walls up and remain lonely. He remembered others' advice. Trust is earned. Don't give it to anyone for free. He limited access. Transparency with accountability became the rule. Even the whale tried to manipulate his friends. Michael caught it early. Lesson learned. Power attracts predators. Chapter 26. Preparing for the legendary last trade. Months passed. Michael's portfolio steadily grew to 25 million naira. He began planning the last trade, one designed to cement his legacy. He simulated trades repeatedly. BTC versus USD, ETH versus USD, altcoins with liquidity greater than 100 million naira. Leverage carefully controlled. Every scenario accounted for. Whale interference, pump and dump signals, market crashes. Ada was involved in every step, monitoring, advising, checking risk. He called it internally Project Phoenix, the trade that would rise from ashes and define him forever. Chapter 27. Emotions versus Strategy. Michael realized that the greatest danger wasn't the market, it was himself. Fear, greed, ego, all powerful enough to destroy years of discipline. He meditated, journaled, and revisited past losses. 70k first account, wiped. Luna crash, 1.2 million naira, gone. FTS collapse and margin mistakes. He learns to embrace humility. Ada reminded him, discipline is boring. Emotion is chaos. Control is power. He nodded. The next trade would require absolute mastery. Chapter 28. The night before the last trade. The night before Lagos slept under humid skies. Rain tapped gently against windows. Michael double-checked every detail. Balance and risk management. Stop losses and trailing profits. Liquidity sources. He sat on the balcony looking at the neon lights. I have come so far, and yet it all comes down to tomorrow, he whispered.
Ada joined him, wrapping her arms around his waist. "Whatever happens, you've already won," she said. Michael smiled, feeling the weight of his journey. Loss, love, obsession, redemption, all converging in a single, decisive moment.
Chapter 29, The Morning of Destiny. Sunlight barely broke through the Lagos haze. Michael woke at 4 a.m., mind clear, heart steady. Ada handed him a cup of tea. "Fuel for focus," she said. He sat at his multi-monitor setup. Charts glued, alerts were silent, the market was calm. He checked his strategy checklist one last time. 1. Risk parameters, check. 2. Stop losses, check. 3. Trailing take profits, check. 4. Liquidity verification, check. He breathed in deeply. This wasn't just another trade. This was the trade. Chapter 30. The signals align. Minutes passed. Market whispers, subtle at first. Where wallets quietly accumulating BTC. Binance order book showing rare liquidity. Altcoins mirroring Bitcoin patterns. Michael smiled. It was perfect. He opened the private group chat. "Team, positions ready. Discipline above all." The group responded with tense excitement. Michael typed, "Follow rules. Don't over-leverage. Respect the market." Ada held his hand. "You can do this." He nodded. Fear existed, but now it was a companion, not a master. Chapter 31. Clicking the button. 6:03 p.m. Lagos time. Michael hovered over buy BTC USDT. Leverage 50x. Volume 5 million naira. The room was silent except for the fan and the occasional notification pings. He clicked enter position. The countdown began. Chapter 32. Chaos struck. Red candles appeared immediately. Members of the private group panicked. Stop loss? Liquidation? Michael did not move. He analyzed. Minor manipulations from whales testing resistance. Patience, he whispered. Wait for the trend. Minutes crawled. Sweat dripped down his forehead. Every pip could erase millions. Ada gripped his hand, whispering, "Trust your plan." He did. Chapter 33. Green candles emerged. Then slowly, a green wick appeared. Michael's strategy triggered. TP1, 500,000 naira, check. TP2, 1.2 million naira, check. TP3, 2.5 million naira, check. Members of the private group erupted in excitement. Michael remained calm. He watched liquidity flows, reading every candle like a seasoned general. Ada hugged him, whispering, "You are alive." He smiled. "More than alive, we're immortal today." Chapter 34. The final rush. The market surged. TP4 and TP5 triggered. 5 million naira and 6.7 million naira. Notifications flooded in from followers celebrating. Michael monitored trailing take profits. Nothing reckless, nothing impulsive. Every move calculated, every risk controlled. The market tested him, but he was untouchable. Ada cried silently beside him. He looked at her and whispered, "We did it, together." Chapter 35. Legendary status locked. By noon, Michael closed the position. Total profit, 8.7 million naira in a single trade. News spread instantly. Telegram channels buzzed. Lagos crypto forums exploded. Even international media covered the story. Michael leaned back, exhausted but victorious. This was more than money. It was mastery, redemption, and love. He had earned the title, the legend of the last trade.